Hey, how are you, everyone? It's Messages from the Moon with Born Without Boundaries. I'm Michelle Sandegate. Welcome to Messages with the Moon. This is how to use the energy from the moon to manifest your best self and best life. I break it down per zodiac sign, so Scorpio, Sagittarius, Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. We break it all down. I'm here with you throughout the entire zodiac, giving each zodiac sign specific messages through tarot, through astrology. Good morning, Amber. Thank you so much for being able to join. Um, just breaking it down so that we can basically use this moon energy, beautiful energy coming. Okay, we'll talk about the energy coming up, but there's energy coming up from the new moon. The new moon is on the 16th, which I believe is Friday. You can correct me if it is on the 16th, though. Good morning, everybody who just joined. Remember, I can't really necessarily see who's online because I can't read. I can't see that far away, but. Anyway, there's a new moon coming up. We do these videos. I do these live streams every new moon and every full moon, which is the best times to really harness the energy from the moon. Now, the new moon coming up is a new moon in Libra, and this new moon in Libra is, well, all new moons are beautiful because they offer us the opportunity to welcome something new. Okay. But the energy around this moon is, and I've said this, please go check out my blog on my website, which is www.bornwithoutboundriestarot.com. I also posted part of it on my Instagram story, born_without_boundaries. Essentially, and you'll be able to see it live on Vimeo tomorrow when I debut with the rest of the on-demand pages. So, but get a preview of it now. It's online and it's available for everybody. Preview of basically the energies for this week. Yes, we have the new moon coming up on the 16th, and we also have on the 13th Mercury officially going into retrograde. Though I would not be surprised if I've been feeling it with my electronic devices and stuff like that. But I also feel like in a lot of ways that's because of its position, its relationship to Uranus right now. I would not be surprised if a lot of technical errors and maybe on a community-wide scale start to happen now because of how Mercury retrograde will be positioned in a lot of ways. Opposite Uranus, which does control, like technology. So understand that there could be a lot of shit coming out technologically speaking. There could be a lot of guffaws that actually reveal some hidden stuff. But there could also be a sense of, just sort of big public reveals, as in technology could reveal different kinds of public opinion, different kinds of, what the public really wants, based on the technology that we have now that can reach worldwide. It could start to expose things that we didn't expect it to expose. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It's just truths. So when Mercury goes retrograde, there is a lot of digging up. There is a lot of going over things that we may have missed in terms of communications or in terms of the ways that we communicate, like the internet, social media, et cetera, phones, et cetera. But also, when it goes retrograde in Scorpio, there's digging up very, very private things that we, in other words, they could be subconscious things. We may not even have been aware that we wanted it, but ultimately things like social media and technology, since they're so far reaching, could expose it. Like the data could show, oh, this is what we really like. Marketers, et cetera, they've been trying to convince us it's this way. No, in reality, it's this way. These are the real findings. This is what the real data shows. Things like that could be coming up very much so over the next week coming out. So it's not necessarily like a Snowden, right? Or a big exposure like that, but it could be. But it is really like revealing our truths. That's what Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is really digging up. It digs up those things inside of ourselves that maybe we didn't want to see or we couldn't see because of our ego or because of society at large putting pressure on it, which is also working through the ego. It's now very much available to us, very much real to us, very much realized for us. And then, what do we do with it? There's a major squares position from Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn is standing square to all the major events that are happening. And I have to say, it's perfect. And it's asking us things like, why do we do what we do? Why have we been doing the things that we're doing? What's our motivation for doing it? Do we even love it? Is it even aligned with our soul? Are we doing it because why? Because we want to make money out of it? Because, well, that's just the way that it's always been done, or because it's actually purposeful? Like it actually speaks to our soul. All of these things are going to be sort of thrust upon us now, and they're not going to be able to we're not going to be able to overlook them. Partnership is a big thing, especially when that moon and the sun is together on the 16th. They're going to be, in a harmonious position to each other. But I do believe they're also. I gotta look. I lost my sheet. So on the 16th, when the sun and the moon are in the same sky, like of course they're always in the same sky, but when they're conjunct with each other, right? There's this energy. I don't want to misquote. I'm trying to remember the charts and I can't look at it right now because my computer's in the back. But ultimately, what's going to happen? Partnerships are going to be challenged because they're basically squaring Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn. The interesting square is bringing out it's almost like we'll be enabled to speak our truth when it comes to the partnerships that we want, what we want from partnerships. It will be pretty much impossible for us to not say what we actually feel. And ultimately that could cause a lot of us a lot of trouble, especially if we've been in relationships that we have just settled for a long time. So there could be, or that we have been kind of keeping back things from our partners. So ultimately there is this sense of the truth is coming out whether we like it or not. Ready or not, here it comes. And I called it in my video, in my blog, I called it the Bridges of Madison County moment, because the subtle way that it will show itself to you isn't necessarily through anger or frustration, but through revealing how it feels like to actually meet that person that you really want to be with, or experience that relationship that you actually really want to have. And so in the most profound and also manipulative of ways, it's pointing out your misery to you. It's pointing out what you've settled for, if you've settled. Now, if you haven't settled, and even people like me, right? People who stay single, we could have settled. It could have just become something that was easy for us, something that we do because, well, it's become easier than trying. Well, that's going to sort of reduce everybody to tears. Like that, those kind of truths are going to reduce everybody to tears. It's going to be impossible to ignore, and so on the surface that we're actually going to be talking about it. So where it could cause really, really big problems is that sense of like, when we're in partnerships and our dissatisfaction comes out. Or I call it the Bridges of Madison County moment, because it's almost like, well, what if we just met our soulmate? Over the next week, our soulmate comes in, and guess what? For the past 20 years, we've been married to the person we've settled for. Or we've been dating somebody, we just moved in with somebody for the past 2 years that we like them. Because we don't want to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. But if we had just held out, like that's the trickiness of this moment. It's like if you had just held out for what your soul really wanted, guess what? You would have gotten it. And it's almost like you may see other people like living your best life. You may see other people getting everything that you always dreamed, or you may see and have interaction with your dreams. And now it's like that one last chance of like, do you go for it? Or do you spend the rest of your life in misery watching it walk away from you? It's going to be an interesting mashup. I also said around the 15th, there's going to be what I call the high school musical moment. And that will be when everything that the popular opinion thought it was, or everybody who was getting a certain kind of attention because they wanted it, things are going to be flipped around. It's almost like when you were in a high school musical, when you were in high school and you were waiting for that cast list to come out and everybody had auditioned for those lead roles, and the popular kids, they thought they were going to get them. They just expected it. They were seniors, they were popular, they always get the lead, so they just expected to get the lead. Like, everybody who expected to get a certain kind of attention isn't even going to be on the list. It's going to flip, and it's almost going to be like that kid that you didn't even know auditioned, and they get the role. And they don't get the role just to fuck with people. They get the role because they actually deserved the role. But finally, this time, they're getting noticed. It's also a little bit about like that moment on in Good Will Hunting, if you've ever seen the movie, where the kid who actually solves the problem is the janitor, not one of the kids that has all the prestige of being in the Ivy League school. It's like, but he's real. Like, he's smart. It's not like they're just messing with you and trying to like, cause trouble or drum up trouble by casting out people who are actually prepared. No, this is the underdog that was actually really deserving, but because they didn't have all that social status bullshit that we've just sort of like kind of done a review of over this whole year, because they didn't have all that, they kept getting pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. Well, now they're rising up. And that has to do with divine feminine rising up. It's not about males, females. It's about the divine feminine, which is the divine feminine energy is the receiver, the ultimate receptive energy, the cup, if you will. And so it's like people with real talent, real skills, real ability, if they haven't been noticed because they've been so pushed down by everybody who wanted attention, was forcing attention, like forcing themselves into getting attention and getting things because they had the means, they had the money, they had the preparation, they had all the 3D network and conduits to get themselves what they wanted, even if they didn't deserve it. Like, all that's going to be completely deconstructed, and it's going to be the real, the truth, the given talent is going to be risen to the top. So you might see a huge switch all of a sudden. And it's going to be in some ways through public opinion, but like popular vote, public opinion. Like from the subconscious, like finally what we really need and what we really want and what we're really looking for is actually it's almost like the energy from our subconscious is resurrecting it. It's forcing it to rise because we just can't stop it. We just can't. We don't want to suppress it anymore. We're sick of being oppressed in that way that we have to like pretend that all the shit being offered to us is actually what we want, because it's not. It's not. In fact, it was very, very manipulated and forced on us. And there's no more forcing us, not at all. So this week we will see some major shifts. So major shifts and major surprises, but you'll realize that the surprises aren't actually upsets. The surprises are actually like, oh my God, I'm like, it's like you wouldn't have put two and two together. You wouldn't have put it together, but when it happens, you're going to be like on your knees thanking God. That kind of energy. But there will be that major upset energy. So I'm going to run really quickly just to get a tissue because I need one for my nose. And then I'm going to start with Scorpio. Scorpio, thank you so much for your constant support. I always say this, you guys, you are the best ever, ever, ever. Thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000 times over. You really, really, really show up all the time. Capricorn, you showed up big time last week. Thank you so much. Your numbers were way up. Gemini, your numbers were way up. Thank you so much for your constant support. Cancer, your numbers were way up. Thank you so much for your constant support. I'm trying to get all of my video numbers over 10,000 views in a week. So, if you can, recommend the videos, share the videos. It really, really helps to bring new energy into the channel. And I'm, of course, grateful for all of that help. So hold on, I'm going to run really quickly. You see my little puppy back there? Hi, kisses. I love you, Zoe. Oh, she's just like level up cuteness. I can't even handle. I feel like my head's cut off. I want to hold on. Is that good? That's a little bit better, right? I didn't like that feeling of my top of my head feeling it was cut off. All right. So this is messages from the moon from Born Without Boundaries. We're going to be on here for a while, so get ready. Thank you so much for being with me so early in the morning, celebrating the new moon. Scorpio, let's go. I'm going to try, because I do have a lot to do today, I'm going to try as much as hard as I can to not stay on for 3 hours, but we'll see how it goes. First, we start off with our moon cards, Scorpio. And where we start off is it's time to take action. Interestingly enough, this is a new moon card, and this is also Aries. But this is, of course, Mars is in retrograde. So the action that you're going to take now, Scorpio, and I think the action that you are taking. You're taking it through Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio. That's what's happening, FYI. Action as in action toward the truth. Action as in realizing the truth and being open and receptive to the truth. The action that we're taking at this point, Scorpio, because, Mars is still in retrograde, and, I think Mars still kind of influences you in a lot of ways. Mars is your traditional ruler, the traditional ruler of Scorpio. Pluto was just discovered, I think, in 1930 something. So, it did, and it is so appropriate for Scorpio. But in a lot of ways, Scorpios have kind of like hung back and may have felt a little bit of an extra, kind of like relaxation, because Mars still really influences them in a lot of ways. So what kind of action do you take now? It's passive action. It's receptive action. It's hang back, watch. And you guys are extremely good at hanging back and watching. And then you have your commitment is being tested. Isn't that interesting? When I heard that, I said, commitment, actual commitment. Like, how devoted are you? Are you going to walk away, or are you going to stay? What kind of it's interesting. It's like, yeah, my commitment is being tested. It's almost like the acceptance of that phrase. Yeah, it's being tested. Let it be tested. It's not a fearsome thing. It's not even a warning. It's we needed this. I needed. There's been some clunking going around in this car. We need this. We need this review right now. We need to figure out what's going on here. So there is a sense of really at this point, and I've said it in your readings over the past couple of weeks, not being afraid of what comes up. This fearlessness in really receiving truth, not pushing it away or trying to hear what you want to hear or brush it over, smooth it over, put flowers on the grave. This is like, no, what's in there? I'm not scared of it. That's the action you're taking. It's receptive action. It's passive action, but it's courage. It's being receptive of any kind of feedback that you're getting from wherever your heart has been. Really, it is very much has to do with interpersonal relationships right now because of the strong Libra energy. But that could extend to different things. I mean, definitely use it in terms of how it's happening in your life. But there's just a sense of, if I've been in this relationship, do I really want it? Are you really the one? Or what's the shit that we're going through right now? Because I don't want it to keep going. And the only way for me to make sure that it doesn't keep going is let's talk about it. Because we've been avoiding it, ignoring it, not talking about it for too long, and I'm just I ain't got time for that, right? I just don't. I don't have the energy to continue to settle for a lie. And it's not necessarily a bad lie. It's just the lies that you tell yourself every single day when you tell yourself it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, and it's really not. 69. Ooh, 71. Hey guys. Um, that's what I'm talking about. It's like those kind of lies that you tell yourself when you say it's okay and it's not. You don't have the energy for that. And so, whatever is not okay, you are brave enough to actually be like, it's on the table. That's it. We got to get rid of this or not. Think about the diffusing the time bomb that I talked about a couple of weeks ago in your video. You know, you don't want to put, you're done putting in that energy, Scorpio, of I know this could destroy us, but I'm keeping it and I'm the secret keeper. I have the burden to keep the secret. No, I'm not accepting that burden anymore. I'm taking the time bomb and I'm putting it right on the table. And the only way that it can be diffused is if we do it together. Hold your vision. This is confidence. This is confidence and courage. You're halfway there. You're almost there. You're halfway there. And this is the halfway point of whether or not you continue or don't. You really, really want this? You really, really like you're so in tune to listening to your truth now, your soul now. Interesting, right? Your soul now as you rule the underworld. You're listening to your soul, right? And it's at that halfway point. It's like you're almost there, but this is like you wanted to know what was going to really seal the deal. This is it, this act of courage. And then you have adjustments are required, or you damn right they are. You damn right they are. it's like I know adjustments are required, and I'm putting that in your face. I'm putting it on the table, 222 right above top. I love it. I love you, angels. This is talking about what needs to be adjusted in those relationships in order for them to continue, or what needs to be adjusted inside of yourself in order to enter healthy relationships, or relationships that you actually want in your life and nurture you. All of this is actually what's going to be extremely clear right now. Extremely clear. And then check this out. Prosperity lies ahead. And what's really interesting, I'm just going to say this. This is really interesting. The two full moons were in Aries, and the full moon in Scorpio season on October 31st is in Taurus. And you are surrounded by new moon energy. So you have new moon in Aries and new moon in Taurus. In other words, both of these full moons represent new beginnings for you, right? It's almost like a portal has opened up between the two of them that you're stepping through. And you're honestly never going to be the same person because you don't want to be. Your whole existence is death and rebirth. And you are at the rebirth stage. You are literally that little phoenix coming up from the ashes, starting a whole new phase of your life. So all the residual bullshit from the old life is something that you don't have time for anymore. And you're certainly not going to let it tether you or pull you back or hold you down. Now, you have these cards coming up. Check this out. So this is death and disease. This is like decrepit, like whatever is impeding you, getting in your way. It could actually have to do with health. But in some ways it's soul health, but it could also be actual health. Just things that are sort of festering and have been festering for a long time. Ooh. There's an abundance of this in your life. It doesn't scare me, but it interests me. It's intriguing. This could also be let's keep going. I want to see this. Check this out. Because you have doctors, which could be health issues, or simply just what is good for me, what heals me. I need to understand it. I need to investigate and interrogate, like, what goes deep down. So check out your health. This is the key to your health, right? This is the key to your success. Nature is the key to your health, your success. Nature in general, yes, absolutely. So grounding, that's root chakra energy. Grounding yourself in the earth, being outside, letting it be readily available to you. But also, what is your nature? Like, what is in your nature? Because if you've been experiencing health issues, Scorpio, it's probably because it's almost like you've been killing part of your soul to accept some aspect of your life. And that is what you're going to be healing. That's the pus and the pestilence and the cancer that you're going to be purging. You're no longer going to kill a part of your soul to settle for what is comfortable, convenient, or acceptable. This is healing yourself by accepting your actual nature, right? Here's bugs again. There's some sort of pestilence here. There's some sort of irritant. There's some sort of sickness that has got to be addressed because it's unnatural. It's really not, like, it's unnatural, which means that in terms of balance, nature doesn't want it. You don't want it, which is why essentially, and it could very well have been manifesting in something very physical, but it's coming from your soul. It's like a soul sickness that's manifesting in a physical sickness. And to address this physical sickness, there has to be some reckoning of the true nature of things. That's really, really interesting. I'm telling you, your energy is impact. Who made a donation? Kathleen, you are awesome. How's it going? Girl, I'm doing good. Girl, how's it going with you? First of all, okay, shout out to Kathleen. Thank you, Kathleen, because it is donations like this, Kathleen, that keep the channel going. So from all of us, thank you so much for contributing to the health and wellness of Born Without Boundaries. Thank you so much for your donation, Kathleen Leonard. Thank you. I'm so grateful. So getting back to Scorpio, and welcome to everybody who just joined. Yeah, I mean, it's not just you. Your energy is literally impacting every single person on this globe right now, because there has been a suppression of who we actually are. Who are we really as human beings? Well, that's coming out because there's been a repression of it. It's like it's literally been forced down. It's been forced on it. Anything that has been, thank you so much, Kathleen, anything that has been forced down, and we've brainwashed ourselves to believe isn't good or isn't right, but it is good because it's a part of us, that shit's coming out. We're tired of being half of ourselves for the convenience or to fit into some stereotype that some system convinced us of. Rising from the depths. Now, Scorpio, she of the lotus, this is once again rising from the sickness. Right? This is the energy of the lotus flower, the beautiful thing that grows in the muck and the dirt and the grossness, right? So it's like you are taking this situation and this circumstance and making something beautiful out of it. Root chakra, holy shit, what did I just say, Scorpio? This is that energy of getting to your roots, getting to who you really are, digging in really deep, getting back to your truth, grounding yourself, getting back to your true nature, and sort of rising through the muck and showing your beauty. This is really rooted energy. It's just started to grow. Something in you has just started to bloom and grow. Something very, very beautiful that you're going to become obsessed with and not be able to let go. This is something brand new. And then healing. Wow. If no cards could work better. Healing through truth, healing through allowing yourself to be who you really are out loud and show who you really are out loud. I said this in one of your videos. It's almost like this is the energy where you get the courage to not be afraid to take the chance or take the first move, because it's almost like you have just experienced how it felt to be repressed or suppressed for an extended period of time, and you're like, if I'm contributing to that by my own actions, I'm getting rid of my own actions. I'm going to outwardly say, this is what I want. This is who I want. This is how I feel. Hiding all of this is killing me, and I'm not killing myself anymore. Starseer, there's some divine truths. This is actually like being connected to your soul purpose and delivering that message to the earth. And you got this card a couple of times in your readings. So understand that this is the moment. This is the reality. If there's some true love or romance out there, if there's some job that you've always wanted to do, this is the time that you actually just come face to face with it, bam noses with it, and you, out of all the zodiac signs, you're taking it. You're going. You're not even going to hesitate for a second, because this is your time. This is your time to start a new life. You're not going to hesitate for a second. This is when your real purpose comes out. If you've been getting dreams, if you're getting flashes lately, there's just this sense of, like the world is different. The world is different now, and so your choices are going to be different now. There's no more that past shit where you were kind of like playing games or hiding aspects of yourself. No, this is your shot. This is your shot. Last but not least, I mean, enlightenment. Ooh, Marka, is that you? Did you just donate? Hold on, Marka, thank you so much. 555, girl, we are all ready for that change. We're ready, and it's coming to us. But thank you so much for donating to Born Without Boundaries. And let's all say, give a big old round of applause to Marka for the donation. Marka, thank you so much. Kathleen, thank you so much. Marka, thank you so much. 555, we are ready for change. We are ready for the change. We are ready to embrace that change. We want the change. We're aching for the change. Thank you so much for your donation and how you support the channel right now. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. But look at the cards that come out, Scorpio. Enlightenment and authentic truth. What has your whole reading been about? This is it. This is it. Like, of all the zodiac signs, you're the one not playing any games. You're the one not taking any shit. You're the one not letting anything get in your way or step in your way. Nothing. This is it. It's like all of a sudden, I know what I want. And now that I know what I want, there's no way that I'm not going to go for it. It's like your receptivity right now is high. The truth is there, and your truth is on the surface. So many times, Scorpios hide their truth. Not anymore. Better watch out, world. Scorpios aren't hiding their truth anymore. It's not going to happen. I'm loving this world. You better watch out, dude. And like I said, of course, Scorpios are going to be affected by it, but the whole world, oh my God, Scorpio man. What's up, Scorpio man? 888. I accept it. I receive that abundance with gratitude and grace. God bless you for your donation. You rock. I love those angel numbers too. 888 is abundance. Like abundance is coming into your life. So thank you so much, Scorpio man, for contributing to the channel. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. Yeah, Scorpio, I love it. There's just something extremely like unafraid about you now, bolder than it's been in a long time. And I know everybody thinks Scorpios are really bold. They're not. They have an energy that draws you in to where they can sort of control you silently. No, this is very extroverted energy. And it's not extroverted as in bam in somebody's face. It's extroverted as in exposure. You don't like it? That's your problem. All right, moving on to Sagittarius. Oh, I should be taking down these timestamps, shouldn't I? Let me get this. Timestamp Sagittarius. We're going to start you at 34, 36, Sag. I'll go back and find Scorpio. Find where Scorpio is. All right, Sagittarius, let's start off with the moon card. We have believe in the impossible. Oh shit, Sagittarius. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. Why am I so excited? Because we have a blue moon this month, right? This is a month of a blue moon. On October 31st, there's a blue moon in Taurus. There's something popping off. Believe in the impossible. Believe in it. Because it's coming to you. It's coming to you. And listen, the impossible is going to happen. You are lucky motherfuckers. Let's get it out, straight out. Somehow, some way, and maybe it's because, you don't get so settled in your head that you get stuck. Maybe it's because you remain flexible all the time, going with the flow kind of thing, or just moment to moment. There's a sense of you kind of contribute to making your own luck. But ultimately, Jupiter is your planet, your ruling planet. It is out of retrograde. It is doing still some hardcore work, squaring all these other, important aspects. But ultimately, you guys are going to feel this wonderful sense of course I can make it happen. Of course I can do this. And the impossible is going to come. This is a wonderful sense of freedom, of liberation, but also, what is the impossible that we're working at? Every time I see this card, I always ask, do you see it as like a moon rising, or a moon that's falling, or a bubble that's falling and about to get popped? You know what I'm saying? So that could mean that there's about to have release coming into your life, or something is just rising, something is just dawning. So this is the impossible. What is the impossible? Like, what was that complication? What was getting in your way? Believe in the impossible, because here it comes, yo, here it goes. And it's coming sometime between now and the blue moon at the end of this month, October 31st. Lots of shit's going to be off the hook, but this is moving forward. So maybe getting out of a situation, finally getting freedom from a situation that you were stuck in, finally knowing your direction, being certain of it. If you were vacillating between two possibilities, this is having confidence in yourself, loving yourself, feeling lush and gorgeous and beautiful. And ultimately, it's going to be impossible to keep you back, to hold you back. This is like wild horses energy. That's what this is. This is like out there, hanging it in the air, and I don't care. It's all out there, and I don't care. It's like moving forward. There's some sort of progress here. Let's see what the Lenormand message has to say. Oh, something with sensuality, sexuality, but this is a child. This is innocence, an innocence and ooh. So we have the lily, which is sensuality, could be sexuality, but it's definitely sensuality, attractiveness. Child, which could be an actual child, but innocence. And then, of course, the sun card. So this could also be if you have had fertility problems and thought it was impossible to get pregnant. Guess what? It's not. There's fertility that's popping through. This is also a sense of your sensuality. Something about the truth, the innocence, the truth about your sexuality. It's coming to the surface. It's coming out. There's a triumph about it. There's a triumph and a happiness. In other words, an acceptance of it. An acceptance. Maybe somebody in your life, maybe your child, has accepted you for who you are. You've accepted them for who they are, and has something to do with their sexuality. Clearly, I'm not getting kinky here. I'm just saying that there's an acceptance. There's a joy. There's a success. There's a triumph. There's a sort of a realization, a recognition, an acceptance of some sort of this sort of sensual energy about your child, about you. When you have a dog and you feel a wet spot beneath your feet, I'm just saying. I don't mean to distract from the message, but I'm just like, what is going on? Yeah, there's something here it's like that true innocent part of you is going to be triumphant. This is strong. The reason why I'm pausing, Sagittarius, is because there's a strong sense of healing about this energy, like patching up old pieces, like everything becoming right, healing, like the sickness is out, or the dissonance has gone away. He's so cute, this little baby. Innocence has won out. Innocence has won out. It's almost like this energy, this triumph of somebody who didn't even try. Not didn't even try, but you remember what I was telling you in the channeled message, in the message in the beginning of the video, the sense of the innocent one, the one that was really supposed to get the attention, is getting the attention. That could be the rebalancing happening here as well. It's like the truth, the real person. It's like it's finally rebalancing, and they're the ones that are emerging as victorious. But there's also this sense of innocence in this card too, this youth, this sensuality, right? Sensuality, Lady Godiva. It's almost like using your sensuality as a sense of making a statement, coming out and making a statement. As long as it's a true statement, it's bold and it's going to break through. I want to know what the you guys are up to. I want to see. I'm curious. Harmonic flight. This is definitely some kind of soulmate connection, or definitely you looking at you. Do you see the cup in between the two of the phoenixes? There's a sense of abundance in joy, abundance in relationship abundance, acceptance of a relationship, acceptance of who you really want to be with, who you love, discovering and finding out who you love or who you're in love with. That kind of communion with your true purpose and your true partner. And then realm bridger. Yeah, you are definitely forging bridges between the taboo, when maybe what it might have been the taboo, and now it's almost like not normalizing it, but it's like your brightness and your innocence. It's like you're just kind of like, in you trying it, in you doing it, in you trailblazing it, it's like you open the door for others to see that it's okay. Does that make any sense? It's almost like you finally, it's like coming from a family of doctors, right? And everybody was expected to be a doctor, and you're like, I'm not going to be a doctor. I want to be an artist, right? And it's like that you faced a lot of hate for it. This is a scenario. This is a metaphor. You faced a lot of hate for it, and then you broke through. And all of a sudden, it's like you're making more money than the people in your family who were doctors. And so all of a sudden, it's like not only do you break through and get the happiness that you deserve, but you also show the rest of them that they don't have to go down that one path. They don't have to be restricted to it. There are other paths, and there are other ways to be successful. And so, in other words, in opening this door for yourself, you've opened the door for others. Isn't that beautiful? Damn, Sagittarius. Okay. You have soulcraft. What I tell you, you literally are literally creating from your soul. The absolute soul truth. Creating from your soul, vibrating really, 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 really high, whispers, listening to those little tiny voices deep within inside yourself that got ignored for a long time, or essentially people are going to be talking about you. They're going to be talking about you, but ultimately talking about you. Haters going to hate, of course, but it's almost like talking about you because they want to be able to do what you did, which is free themselves, liberate themselves, and then remembrance. Ooh. Remember who you are, Simba. Remember who you are. That's what it is. That's what it is. Remembering who you are. And your sincerity is what brought this about. Ooh. I am curious to know. You know what's really interesting about these readings now, today? There's mystery about them. There's mystery about the readings today. Oh, and I like it because I don't necessarily know exactly how this is going to play out. But ultimately, it's going to be a beautiful thing. Sagittarius, you're showing people the art of the possible by achieving the impossible, because it's not really impossible. It's only impossible until it isn't, and you're proving to everybody that it isn't. Thank you. All right, we're moving on to 32. Libra. What's up, Libra? What's up? All right, Libras, let's see what the message is for you guys. Hey, guys, how are we doing out there? How are we doing? Oh, Libra, okay, you're looking forward to it? Let's get to it. So, Libra, the first card is, whoa. All right, let me just say this, because Sagittarius, what did Sagittarius get? The art of the possible, right? The believe in the impossible. And because you believe in the impossible, you made it possible, right? But this, Libra, is luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Are you dealing with a Sagittarius? Because you also got, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. What is this telling me? The impossible, Libra and Sagittarius, let's combine the readings. There's a sense of the impossible relationships happening. Somebody's got you in their sights. Somebody's taken aim. Target is reached. No, target is decided on, and then target is reached. There is a sense of Libra. Libra, once again, universal energy. You're really impacting everybody here. But this is it, on target, on target. In terms of relationships and partnership and love. Luck is on your side, and look at the big picture. Open up your prospects, Libra. Open it up. Like, open up your eyes, open up your mind, open up your... What is it that you really desire? Because you're about to, like, hit that bullseye. What is it that you really, really want? Like, what's your truth? Look at the bigger picture, and luck is on your side. Look at the bigger, this is this is all Sagittarius energy. So I would suggest you do go back and check out the Sagittarius timestamp, please. I don't know. I'm going to keep them right here. I'm curious about what's next. Okay. Wedding. Like, what? I mean, I'm going to like 100% say this is all about relationships. You're all about relationships. And between the new moon and the full moon, this is all about relationships. This is all about readjusting relationships, readjusting the truth of relationships, a true relationship, a true romance, even if it doesn't look like somebody that you might have been with, but ultimately they're your true soulmate. This is you, but it's not just you, Libra. It's you in pushing this energy into everybody, a sense of who is it really? Who is it really? Open up your mind. Who do you really want to be with? You know that scene from the, what do you want? What do you want? That fucking scene from the Notebook, man. That fucking scene from the Notebook. Oh my God, that's what it is. It's like, who do you really want? What do you really want? Open up your mind. Broaden your perspectives. Your perspective is about to get broadened, Libra. It's about to open up. It's about to be like, oh my God, your opportunities are about to open up. It's going to be like, I never thought that, you know, I could even get with that person. Maybe you're dealing with a Sagittarius. I don't know. You let me know. There's just this sense of this is, wow, this is actually who I want, because I thought that I wanted this, but that was because I was looking in too narrow a frame. Once I opened up the frame or completely threw away the frame, it's like, foosh, now, holy crap, I want this is what I really want, or this is what I really want. Maybe trying a lot of different kinds of relationships, right? Because ultimately this isn't going to be an easy time for you to make up your mind. But actually, when Mercury is in Scorpio, it's a lot easier for you to I'm just saying this because Mercury is about to retrograde at the end of this month, so far that it actually goes back into Libra, and that will be hard for you to actually make your choice. So you may be taking in a lot of different kind of like answering a lot of different cardinal desires right now, and taking in a lot of different possibilities, and then not deciding not to decide right now. But this definitely got to do with partnership. And I think that you've been so narrow focused on something that you've decided that when you open up your mind, there's a change in partnership, or a change in how you interact with your partner, or how you interact with partnership itself, as in changing your mind or opening yourself up to different types of partnerships. Oh boy. So this is your social life. Oh, this is your social life becoming extremely popular, growing your sense of social life. So this is it. It's almost like cultivating, it's almost like polyamory, if you will, not necessarily this, but it's like cultivating this sense of like love in community, and which is the bigger picture, right? It's not just about partnership, but it's like making people understand what a good partnership is what I'm saying, Libra. Perhaps in some way you're exemplifying that. You're setting a public example for what a great partnership is. This is things that have taken root, something that's growing, a growing sense of newness, understanding this is a woman, this is the divine feminine energy. This could be a young woman who's growing up. This is tradition. I almost feel like in some ways this is like just growing up. This is just, I'm going to say this, it's almost like the person that you're meant to be with, or like it's like you didn't notice this person before because they literally just became of age. That's a little bit crazy. But or there's somebody in your life, perhaps a daughter or a niece, somebody that you've loved and helped to raise, that's actually kind of bringing home news of either pregnancy, or they've fallen in love. Something like that is going on, where there's got to be a marriage. There's like got to be a marriage. There's got to be a wedding. For some of you, could be shotgun wedding. I don't know if it's you yourself or somebody that you love and care about, but definitely hearing like that something is growing. Something is growing with that divine feminine energy, where love is just so much more available in a lot of different ways. Okay. I feel like there's been a love that's been growing for a while. And ultimately, it never really got a chance to take off, Libra. Either inside of you or it was outside of you and you didn't really notice it. Either way, this woman, and if you're a woman yourself, it's going to be your own power, it's now taken root. It's now blossomed. So there's just this energy of getting what you want, especially out of partnership. That's it. Getting what you want. And it's almost like you've been finally opening yourself up to newness, like letting in something new, opening up your world, somehow getting out of the confines of what you stuck yourself in. It's that broadening of your world that's actually, bam, putting right in front of you exactly what it is you want. Holy, balanced forces, because this is the divine feminine and divine masculine energy. This is when the sun and the moon meet in the sky on this new moon. That's when it's going to happen. That's a timestamp. And then we have gracious receptivity. You guys are definitely like you guys are receiving what it is your soul wants. Because the divine feminine energy is finally balanced with the divine masculine energy, which means it's like Libras especially, there is this sense of, if you guys have always been suppressed or shit on or pushed down, which usually doesn't happen to Libras. Libras are usually very charismatic. They get a lot of attention. But ultimately, this is more. This is broader. This is bigger. You guys are about to get it all, man. I'm sorry, my allergies are really acting up. You guys are about to get it all. Soul name. Soul name is who you actually are, who you were actually born. Ooh, I just heard soulmate too. And look, if there's a new moon above her head. It's on this new moon, Libra. There's attention that's going to be focused on you. I'm saying, because it's receptive, this gracious receptivity, you're not even going to have to chase it. It's just coming to you. And I think it's not just in terms of the public, it's in terms of your awareness of yourself. It's you actually finally realizing what your purpose in life is. What it is you actually want and what matters to you, despite all the craziness. And it's like literally you're receiving these messages. It's about something bigger. It, bam, immediately, like an arrow to the heart, it hits you. What is it that you really want? You're going to be able to answer the question. There's not going to be any ambiguity or confusion. It's just going to, all of a sudden, it's going to be clear. It's going to be clear what it is that you want, who it is that you want, as well as you becoming clear to somebody who wants you. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm going to say. This is all receptivity. This is all balanced forces. When these forces balance, gracious receptivity, you don't have to do anything. Just allow. That's what I'm saying. Allow the messages, allow the enlightenment, allow the mind expansion, allow this to come into your life, because something is coming into your life that is supposed to be there, and you'll know it because you're open. Allow. Ooh, okay, Libra, let's move on to Capricorn. Where are we? 5820, Capricorn. Okay. All right, Capricorn. If I seem a little tired, it's because I am. Like, I've just been wonky. Like, not wonky, but like I haven't been sleeping right. I didn't sleep right last night. So I apologize for my energy levels. A lot came out, Capricorn. A lot of these moon cards. So they have a combined message. Let's start. Start from the bottom. Meditate and contemplate. There's something that you have been stewing over, or I'm going to say this to you right now, Capricorn. You already know the answer, but what you need is the confidence to listen to it and accept it. So meditation and contemplation is exactly what you need right now to allow yourself to be open for what is asking you to accept it or to invite it in. And in other words, take time out. Take some quiet time. Take some time by yourself to get right with your soul and understand what are those hidden fears that are blocking you. And then we have a fiery climax approaches, Aries energy. You have Piscean energy, a Piscean energy calming you, and then Aries energy. You're coming to a conclusion, in other words. Once you meditate and allow yourself to really think about the truth, accept the truth, you'll make a decision. You'll have the energy. You are good enough. This is Virgo energy to cultivate, to do, to work. In terms of work, I don't know if this has to do with job or relationship, but you do deserve happiness, Capricorn. You do deserve what is being offered to you, and you can do it. You can do it. It's in your wheelhouse. You can do it. This is almost like, it's almost like obvious. So it's almost like, bam, finally getting the confidence that you needed to do what you knew you wanted all along, but you weren't because you were hanging on tight. That's that Saturnian energy of just hanging on tight to what you always did or how you always behaved, right? There's a sense of releasing that, letting it go, and having courage to sort of like swim somewhere new. And then we have work through your fears. All of this is going to be, it's going to hit you really, really hard. I can see you like crying a lot this week, but not in a bad way, in a good way, in a way of that you're just releasing all that fear that has been holding you down and holding you back. That fear that has been tethering you to your old life. It's very difficult for you guys to let that go, but there's a sense of doing all that you need to do over this next week to basically do that, to heal yourself, allow yourself to let it go and trust. You're going to be really scared. It's almost like you're going to be shaking, but ultimately this is what you're required to do, and it is the right decision because your life is forward, not backwards. It's all forward. A new start is coming. You're starting something new. I don't know if it's a business or a relationship, but ultimately, whatever fears that you were having that were keeping you back from doing something that you haven't tried before, those are what you're working through. Those are what's right on the surface, and it's all smooth or it's coming to the surface so that you can smooth it all out. And then we have bring love into the situation. So partnership is going to be very supportive of you right now. There's that sense of them fueling you or telling you the truth, but ultimately telling you the truth for your own good. Okay. And then we have confidence is your key to success, being bold, being strong, and being willing to move forward. Yes, it's new. Yes, it's unknown. But the truth is, it's only unknown until you make the decision. And then you make the decision and you make the next decision. So you can go step by step. And that's actually the way to deal with things right now, Capricorn, is to go step by step and take things slow. That's totally fine. That's the way that you should be handling it. In fact, Mars in retrograde is actually in a really favorable aspect to the North Node, which means that we can calm down, we can go slow, we can be very relaxed here, as long as the action that we're taking is is real. It doesn't have to be fast. It shouldn't be fast. It shouldn't be quick. It's almost like favorable to go slower right now, or just allow the ideas and the inspiration to come in. And when you're ready, you can take that start. But this right now, this period of your life is about accepting that that new path is your path. And, you may have to mourn the old path, give up and give away what you used to do, and let yourself cry about it, and let yourself feel all those feelings of honoring what you've accomplished up till now, and knowing that it's not you failing, giving up, it's you moving on and taking what you've learned from where you've been and applying it to something new, because now you can, now the opportunity is there. It is going to be a lot of tears and fears weekend, but in order to get to the truth and the new, and it's this beautiful kind of catharsis for you. Whoa. Okay. Let's move on to next. Wealth. Oh, this money is coming in, yo. You're going to be so good. Money or a diamond ring. So you could be getting married too. There could be some sort of proposal coming up. But ultimately, Capricorn, this means wealth, which means the abundance is coming in. Whatever you're afraid of, nudity. This is like, first of all, what's your true value? Showing and accepting what your true value is, what your wealth of knowledge and information is, accepting it, liberating it, letting it be celebrated and out there, but also a sense of being liberated and free and unencumbered because you actually have money coming in. This is going to be whatever it is, a new relationship, a new partnership, maybe a new partnership in a business or a new business, whatever it is. Wealth is going to come in, and wealth enough to liberate you from all of your concerns. This is your dreams. This is your intuition. Follow your instincts and follow your intuition. They're leading you in the right direction, and now come out, shout it. Actually, for the first time this week, you're going to be actually able to say what you always wanted to say. You're going to be able to put it into words. Finally, own what you've been feeling inside and put it into words and say, this is where I'm committing myself. This is like an outwardly spoken commitment that's coming to you or coming through you. It's going to be hard. There's a lot of pain here. I mean, and this shouldn't discourage you. You know, this should just, it's almost like, yeah, you're going to liberate yourself from a lot of pain right now. And it is going to be a painful process, but it's almost like the birthing process. The birthing process is painful, but it yields a new life. That's what this is. This is the birthing process. You're about to be reborn. You're manifesting something brand new. What did I tell you? This is the birthing process. All the pain that you're feeling right now is not bad pain. It's birthing pains because you're birthing something new. And then we have expansion. Your life is growing. Your possibilities, your potential, your soul, your mind, everything is broadening. It's not confined. Healing. Yep. Growing pains. Healing hurts too, right? But it's almost like, that's what it is. It's growing pains. It's those feelings of as you grow, it hurts, but ultimately it will heal and it will make you a bigger, better person. Oh, I got 62. What up? Focus. Oh, wow. Focus. And this is that meditation bringing you back to what's going to actually help you to concentrate your nervous energy, those feelings of fear. And then look at what we have, those two rings coming together. I swear to God, there's something to do with partnership here. There's something to do with finally coming into alignment, and maybe you're creating with somebody new. Maybe this is a new relationship, or like I said, a new business that you're starting with somebody. You're finally able to trust somebody to help you. You're able to finally hand over part of the responsibility, know that you don't have to do it all, and in doing so, opens up so many different possibilities. Like, let yourself not be in pain. It's like it's painful for you to let yourself not be in pain in some ways. Like, let your partner help you, and when you do, wealth, healing, happiness. But it's going to be so hard for that handover to happen, just like birth. It's so hard for that to push out the new life, but ultimately it's going to change your world and it's going to be beautiful. Expect a lot of tears, Capricorn. Basically, from release. Expect a lot of tears, but ultimately it's that real. It's beautiful. I'm just letting you know. It's absolutely beautiful. I love you guys. All right, we're moving on to, where are we? Aquarius. Aquarius at 108.49. Okay. So, Aquarius, where do you start? A personal issue reaches resolution. There's healing now. I don't know if you're dealing with a Cancerian, but there's this sense of like being diplomatic, being gracious, but also not letting something go. Maybe something was nagging you or you're nagging it. Ultimately, Aquarius, whatever it was that was nagging you or you're nagging it, it's finally turning out the way that you want it to. You're finally able to resolve a certain circumstance or a situation. So there is healing here for you as well. I feel like overall this circumstance has been a pain in the ass in a way, or somehow there's just this I got this for you in your horoscope too. There's a resolution that was kind of unexpected. Excuse me. It's an unexpected resolution. It's a resolution that you were like, that came just in the nick of time, essentially. That's what I'm saying. Something you were able to overcome just in the nick of time. And it has to do with friendships, family, or home, because that's Cancerian energy. You've got a lot of dream cards here. All right, let's go with it. So we have indulgences and the sweet life. I just said sweet life. There's been a lot of overindulgences here. A lot of eating. A lot of like maybe living a very decadent life. And it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, shut up. It's almost like time to recognize or realize it. Like wake yourself up to the fact that, yeah, you've been indulging. Maybe you've been indulging in things that have been a little bit too much. Realizing how blessed you are. Or a blessing is being sent to you. There's some sort of decadence here that you've waited for a long time for, finally breaking through. Sailing. It could be coming from far away. Could be asking you to travel, right? You could have to go pick something up, go get something, or go to something at a distance, like this blessing at a distance that it could be something that is just arriving. Falling. This could be finally it falling into your lap, falling into success, falling into ruin. Fighting. Oh, it's like an end to fighting, a resolution. Have you been fighting with family or friends, or in a fight, some sort of battle or confrontation, something that you've been struggling with, something that has to do something with a great deal of wealth and abundance that you've been looking for or searching for a long time, Aquarius, and now it's like all of a sudden, boom, it's coming to you. This is a sense of something coming back to you, like lost wealth or abundance that was once yours, happiness and prosperity that was once yours, being returned to you after it was taken from you. And I know that you guys have been in like a lot of like hardship right now in terms of like what you've been dealing with ultimately in the public or in your career, like things that you've been struggling with. This is abundance finally, like all the fighting, all the strife, all the attacking, it's finally over. A personal issue reaches resolution. Because when the partnerships kind of like rebalance themselves, this Libra energy is really helping you out here. It's like the equilibrium is returned because everything was thrown out of whack. And when everything gets put back into whack, it's like your life ain't whack anymore. The whack is gone. Ooh. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, aspirations and hopes. This has to do with your dreams. In other words, the sky is clearing. Stars, wishes come true, and you're the star card, right? A sense of you being returned to the stars, you being able to shine your light again. And I think that, in other words, it's not just clearing up in the public, it's clearing up inside yourself. There was a storm brewing inside of you, such a disappointment, I think, that these things even happened, that you had gone to a dark place. And Aquarius, that's what's clearing. That's what's clearing. That dark place inside of you. You're going to be back to 67, divine counterparts. I'm telling you, it's all over this reading. Aquarius, it's almost like you're back to your bright self. You're back to your bright heart. You're not going to be fogged by all that craziness, even if, and it's going to dissipate on the outside, but more importantly, it's dissipating on the inside. Earth star chakra, coming back to that sense of consciousness of who you really are and what your truth is, as well as regaining strength and confidence and health and healing through the earth. So you could be meditating, healing, grounding yourself, but also in the 3D. This is an acknowledgement of the 3D actually clearing. And then we have evolution. I feel like in a lot of ways, the outside had to catch up to you. There's a sense of, or you finally recognizing and realizing your resolution is, I'm moving on from this. Not because you're giving up, because you realize this doesn't mean that I failed. This means that it's time for me to move on to something else. I don't want to do this anymore. I think maybe that's the truth that you're coming to. You're coming to the conclusion, I don't want to fight this fight anymore. You know, and what was done to me was incorrect and it was wrong. But ultimately, I don't want to waste my energy on it anymore. I have new ideas. I have new places I want to go. And I'm going to focus on the newness, my aspirations, instead of where I'm stuck. I'm going to look for prospects in other places, not try to sit here and resolve these issues with something I'm not even interested in anymore. Ooh, and visualize. Yeah, you're in a creative mode, and it's your creative mode that actually helps to lighten your mood. It's almost like you're liberated from this idea that you have to stay stuck. And I think it's because there was some sort of fight, there was some sort of issue that you feel you have to stick with it because it would let them win if you don't. No, it's almost like you realize I'm letting them win by keeping me in this place. I'm ready to move on. I was ready to move on maybe even before this conflict broke out. So now, as this conflict comes to a resolution, there's this sense of, all right, now I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready to move. I'm ready for the new. You're in a real 100% visualization mode. Visualize the possibilities, visualizing the potential, visualizing the future. You're all about moving forward and moving on to your next project. And there's a liberation there for you. And I think that you really did suffer from this idea of, I can't move on right now because that would prove them right. And now you're free and you realize it doesn't matter. What matters is this new idea. What matters is, what matters is what's in the next step. And maybe in some ways, a lot of this trouble happened because you stayed in one place for too long. You got too comfortable. And that's what happened this year. Whoever got comfortable, wherever we got comfortable, ultimately it got ripped down. Whatever was uncomfortable was meant to come down. But it's also like you're finally realizing, holy shit, this is my blessing in disguise, because the truth was I was ready to move on anyway. I have other shit that interests me. I love that, Aquarius. I fucking love that. That's really awesome. All right, we're moving on to Pisces. Am I doing that right? Yes, we're moving on to Pisces. So I love when the messages just come out so clear and easy. A couple of you, I have to admit, were foggy for me. There's a lot of fog right now. And I don't know if it's just my mind or if it's sort of the energy in general of, well, wait and see, because this is energy that's like combined energy. You know, it's energy that is like, in terms of, it's the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it's like a child. It's that sperm and egg. It's not just one or the other. So it's not definite. And we don't know what's going to come out. So there is a little ambiguity in the energy right now. Let's get to the cards, Pisces. Balance spirituality with practicality. And this is your energy showing up. A sense of even just wait up, hold up. Give yourself a chance to get a little bit more solid, a little bit more sure of yourself. Balance spirituality with practicality. I feel you're letting yourself be inspired. through what makes you feel spiritually whole, Pisces. And you're not sort of linking, like, it's like you're not separating yourself anymore. You're not separating your art from your day job. You're literally combining the two. You're bringing them both to whole so that you can consolidate your focus and your energy. What do you need to release? There you go. What needs to be trimmed off both sides? What's that? And I told you, all of us Pisces are getting to the truth of ourselves now. Like, that's the truth inside that's coming out. So there is this sense, Pisces, of you trimming the fat, getting rid of what doesn't work, right? If the day job is getting in the way of the goals, then the day job has to be trimmed back. If the goals are starting to distract you, so you're about to get fired and you can't pay your bills, it's got to be trimmed back. You're finding a happy medium between the two so that your day job can finally be what it is that you want to be focusing on all the time. There's that resolution that's happening, and show the world the real you. And there's truth. I said you're not going to be able to hide your truth. And this is your full truth. And your full truth, in other words, you're marrying, I say it 1,000 times, you're marrying your day job with your goals. Now, what you do every day to pay the rent, you're going to sort of resolve and figure out how to make that be who you really are. Or for some of you, you may be accepting that your day job is the real you. That even though you struggled with it for a long time, there was a sense of wanting to be something that you weren't, or not letting go of an old, or holding on tight to an old dream. It's like now you finally have the emotional freedom to be like, I don't have to keep saying that I'm that. I'm not that. I'm actually really happy without that. So if I let it go, I'm not losing anything but something that was distracting me and keeping me from a happiness. Whatever is the fat, you're trimming it. You're just trimming it. I'm just letting you know that right now. And that's awesome energy. Flying, seeing things from a higher perspective, like understanding things from a broader perspective. Ultimately, getting away from, rising above. And this is, shoes and Jesus Christ, have you been shopping a lot? It's almost like you're rising above the material needs and desires. That's what it is. You're rising above that need to of that consciousness, the 3D consciousness of needing to fit in. It's like you're letting all that shit go. But there's also that sense of having buying power, being able to make purchases. I feel like money is good for you right now. Shoes is about experiencing something new. Like, there's something here with almost a new way to buy things, like a new purchasing power. Finding out a new way to make money. Let's put it that way. For you, there's a lot of career going on here, is what I feel. It's almost like you finally finding the way that you want to make money, the way that you always dreamed, finding money in the way that you always dreamed. Being able to break through and make that breakthrough. There's chatter here, there's gossip here, and maybe you're able to utilize social media or gossip or people's talk. You're able to utilize that chatter and somehow to enable yourself to be able to do this. It's like you're incorporating what people think or how people are talking about you into a means of liberating yourself. Okay. Endless opportunities. Or you could be hearing on the grapevine, like literally opening up opportunities for yourself by hearing what other people are saying. It's like through gossip, you heard that there was an opportunity that you really wanted, and you're just going to go run to it. So it's like it's coming to you in weird ways, but at least it's coming to you. Endless opportunities. Oh my God, Pisces, just keep yourself open, because this is the time. This is the time. It's like the abundance is starting to roll in, and it's rolling in. It's like for those of us who have insisted and focused and not given up, on your dreams, on your soul purpose, Pisces is about to open up for you. Even if it seemed at some point that you were believing in the impossible, it's about to open up for you. People are about to start chatting about you, talking about you in a good way, in a good way. Luminescence, you're about to shine because it's like you above anything, above all of them, have like kind of stood your ground in terms of, but this is my life and this is what I really want out of my life. And Pisces are really so good at this because they don't separate. It's like most of us will separate our dreams from our reality. You don't. You're ruled by Neptune. There is no separation. So there's a sense of you kind of having it a little bit easier to not doubt your dreams, to live in them all the time. And because of it, you're going to shine. You're going to shine. Internal explorer. This is going within. Ooh, going within, digging very, very deep. And this is also a kind of a validation of this is coming from deep inside of you. You are connected to something that's deep inside of you. You haven't disconnected. In some ways, you have honored what is really deep inside of you. And then heart chakra, unfurling back to love, courage. That's what it is, Pisces. This is courage. And it's almost like your courage is finally paying off. Our ancient future. This is what you were meant to do. This is like your primordial soup. This is your destiny. This is creating from nothing. This is core creation. This is the root of existence, the root of your existence. Having courage to build from the bottom up. And now you're going to start to see breakthroughs. Oh, I love that energy for you. Breakthrough for Pisces. Thank God. And then we have what I say, the divine feminine. The divine feminine, it's like when it comes up, you're going to be one of the first receivers of the abundance. And then we have meditation. Keep yourself calm through this. It's like just keep yourself calm, keep yourself focused, and then soulmating. I mean, you take it for what it's worth, but ultimately that's you connected to your heart, and then it's almost like now you connected to a heart outside of yourself. And this is it. This is love. All I can say is you're going to be receiving your soulmate. You're going to be receiving your love. You're going to be receiving this energy of love coming from people. If you're true to your heart and you're true to your soul is luminous and shining through. So get ready, Pisces, because for you, this is a really abundant time. It's like all of us are quick to like go see where's my Pisces energy. I know. Way to go. I love that energy for you. So we're gonna move on to what's next? Aries. Ooh, Aries, you've actually, this has actually kind of been interesting energy for you. At reason being, Scorpio is up. Reason being, it's almost like in a lot of ways there was a way for you guys to avoid trouble simply because you didn't have the energy to deal with the shit. There's doors opening up for you guys. I apologize for the eye scratching. Oh, and for the yawning. I'm just starting to wake up. Don't let pride get in your way. Okay? Don't let pride get in your way. And we've talked about this over and over again on your videos. That tendency in Aries to be steamrolling forward and be putting all of your energy into getting what you want and achieving and winning before you even thought, do I even want that? Because Aries tends to get into that, locked into that mindset. It could be very self-destructive mindset of I just want to win. You're the ultimate warrior and competitor. But first you got to think, what am I fighting for? And that's really been what you've been asked this whole time. What am I fighting for? Do I really even care about it? Because if I don't care about it, I'm not fighting. I'm on leave. I'm not going to fight for things I don't care about. I'm not going to fight to win somebody else's wars. I'm not going to do it. But this is where pride can be your worst enemy. You know, that mentality of I'm just going to fight to fight because I got to fight to win. But you're not winning. You're losing. You're losing your energy. At the end of the day, you're not even getting what you want. And this is becoming very recognizable to you now because Mars is in retrograde and you're kind of like de-steamed, fuel empty, and you can just sit there and actually finally let your mind clear and realize these things. And with those realizations, there comes, look, surrender to the divine. There finally comes that ability to, okay, divine feminine, go ahead, have it your way. I'm going to receive. I'm going to receive truth. I'm going to receive messages from inside of myself, what really makes me happy. The divine speaks through you, not necessarily to you. The divine speaks through you. And finally, it's like your world has quieted down enough for you to hear and for you to listen to those messages, which is a real beauty. A real beauty. A real beautiful moment for you guys. Oh, man. So this is communications. This is connections. This is artistry. This is creation. What is it that you want to create? You're actually receiving inspiration now, Aries, becoming very inspired. Maybe inspired in ways that you never were inspired before. You know, like really, really interested in trusting in those proclivities inside of you that you never allowed yourself to dive into. So this could be a wonderful time of, because you're open to trusting those sort of divine inspiration, you're creating something brand new. For a lot of Pisces that I know, they've been experiencing newness in their life, newness coming in ways that they hadn't thought about before, but ultimately now they're open to it. Okay. Let's see what comes out. Standing on your own, standing alone, being independent, being individual. Could also mean isolation, standing in isolation. Now, this could be selective isolation, like choosing to be alone. But there is a sense of also becoming acutely aware of your loneliness and your singleness and your soloness. And maybe that's more inspiration to, well, okay, I want to change because I want to let somebody in my life. I want to open myself up to different aspects of myself because I don't want to be stuck here by myself. This is a real deep, soulful journey for you right now. Water. It's your opposite sign. And then radical expansion. Allowing your emotional self to guide you, trusting your emotions, trusting your instincts, trusting your heart. We have water energy, which is very healing. It's very emotional. It's very psychic. It's very intuitive. And then we have magic energy here, dragon energy, and abundance coming from you. So it's almost like your heart is taking you in new directions. Your heart might be leading you to places that you never expected to go, but the unexpected places are where you find your heart, your real soul, what it is that really matters to you, what you care about. It's almost like opening up new thresholds for yourself, because this energy of yours, that Mars energy, was actually repressing you. It was actually in some way steamrolling you, so that the truth of what it is that made you happy, you couldn't even feel. Well, now you can feel it. There's something here with the moon. Do you see this symbol? Because this is the symbol for the moon. And I wear it around my neck, and it's receptive, this receptivity, this receptive energy, being receptive. I don't know if you're dealing with a water sign. There's like fire and water here because dragons usually represent fire. There's a sense, I don't know if you're dealing with a water sign. I feel like this is much more personal healing, to be honest with you. But you're in a place now where you're about to receive the most magical moment of your life, because you don't even know how you got here. This is a very different place. You would have never normally arrived here, but in this different place, in arriving here, you meet your soulmate, you meet your destiny, you meet your heart's desires, maybe desires that you didn't even know that you had. It's interesting. For some of us, we always know what we want. It's almost like you thought you knew what you wanted and you were charging toward it, but then you got knocked on your ass and redirected. And it's like something so much more beautiful than what you thought you wanted is about to happen. Last but not least, alignment. Oh my God. It's like divine intervention, triumph over a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of struggle. Think of this almost as like the Ace of Swords. Aries finally being able to, everything makes sense. Like you have so much energy. My Aries friends always amazed me that they could work 18-hour jobs at jobs that they hated. But up in the morning early because there's so much energy that you guys have, which so often goes into compensating for you really not being in alignment with your soul. But without the energy there, it's almost been a lifesaver, because it's like, I can't go one more day to that job. I can't be there even one more fucking day. You know, and it's like, that's why Mars retrograde has been such a blessing to you guys, because it's like opening up all these other aspects of yourself that you usually just steamrolled. And now it's like, wait a second, I have other options. Well, then I'm going to take them, because I want to be happy. Because you have so much energy, sometimes you steamroll your own happiness. But now it's like with this new alignment, things are clicking into place. I love it. And to be honest with you, even if you have certain things in your mind right now, oh, I know what Michelle's talking about. I don't think, what I'm saying is this realignment is actually going to surprise you. It's going to take you by storm. I don't think you even realize. Oh, thank you so much. Who is this? Tara, thank you so much. Woo, woo. Tara N. Tara, let me just take a brief second here and say thank you from the bottom of my heart. All Born Without Boundaries thanks you. Let's thank Tara collectively for supporting the channel, because we all enjoy Born Without Boundaries. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. So thank you for your contribution, Tara, because honestly, it is contributions like this that are enabling this to happen, right? Like how often do I have just like 2 or 3 hours out of my day if there's not some sort of donations, right? So thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. Tara! Woo, woo! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, Aries, enjoy the beautiful surprises that are about to come to you. Let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, you had some really interesting energy. I'm just going to let you know, especially since whatchamacallit, Uranus is opposing, is in opposition to some really interesting energies. And it's almost like Uranus has been in Taurus all year, which is interesting in and of itself, because, you know, Taurus, Uranus is that, it's the planet of infinite possibilities. It's broadening, expanding the mind. It can also be the planet of rebellion, the natural rebel going against the grain, the norm, not just to do it, but to change things and make them better. So, you know, Uranus is that planet of like the artist, the groundbreaker, you know, and Taurus is so much the energy of maintain the constant, maintain the establishment, support the establishment. And so what Uranus has really done, I think, is shift a lot of Taurus energy out of being stuck in a rut and maintaining institutions that really don't work and really are not helping, and in some ways are hurting. And it's almost like redirecting that Taurus energy into where it should be aligned, which is what's actually good for us, right? Like making Taurus question in some ways, okay, but have you may have been supporting the status quo, but is the status quo something that deserves supporting? And in some ways, that's kind of like, that's where your mind has been really expanding right now. Is like, Is this status quo that I've supported something that actually deserves supporting, right? So what actually deserves supporting? Um, what actually deserves my energies? Let's see. Don't let your past hold you back. This is South Node energy. Holy shit, and your hard work is paying off. So getting out of your comfort zones, getting away from that, because this is Capricornian energy. Sort of like forging a new establishment is what I'm saying. It's something brand new, even for you. And in a lot of ways, I think this is going to manifest with you meeting. It's not a challenge, Taurus. It's like you may not have asked for it, but it has asked for you, if you know what that means. It's like it's chosen you. You haven't been selected. Like you haven't done the selecting. This is not in your wheelhouse of what you expected. But Taurus, it's chosen you, and it's almost like rising to the occasion is what I'm saying. It's like meeting the call. There's a call in your life that you've experienced recently or over this past year, a calling that you did not want. But ultimately now it's calling out to you and saying, yeah, but we need you. And you're stepping up to plate. That's what it is, Taurus. That's the energy. And then we have exceptionality. People realizing and recognizing that you are exceptional, seeing that you're exceptional, like pointing out and like maybe even in some ways making you realize aspects to yourself that you didn't know that you had, right? And then this is obedience, but it's not really obedience. Look at the card. This is sneaking something in. It's almost like you were the poster boy or girl for the establishment, and you're gonna be the universe's secret weapon for what's going to fucking blow up the establishment. You understand? And it's like it's just been turned on now. It's almost like the fucking like mind wave has just been turned on, and it's like, Taurus, we need you to do this now. And you're like, wait, what? How did I even get here? Rising to the occasion and responding to the call. And that was it. You didn't mean to be like the wolf in lamb's clothing. You actually thought you were a lamb. But all of a sudden now, with Uranus having spent so much time with you, you're recognizing all around you what's wrong. What's really wrong with all of this. And it's like you are the perfect person and you're positioned perfectly to do something about it because you are so embedded in the establishment. It's like plant the bomb at the perfect place. That's kind of what's happening. And Taurus, you the bomb. Ship, this is traveling. This is also broadening your horizons and expanding. Could be foreign travel. Going places. You going places. New horizons, new perspectives. This is like the unknown. It's like going on an adventure, Taurus, going places that you never even expected to go. It's like you step onto a platform. This is what I feel for you guys. You've stepped onto a platform, and this is the week that you realize, holy shit, it's not a platform, it's a moving train. And I'm 500 miles from where I thought I was supposed to be, but that all happened for a reason. And then we have, oh shit. I'm getting chills, man. New blueprints. Oh yeah. This is the actual construct of who you are has changed from the inside out. And this is why you don't fit where you thought you did. Wow. Wow. The sound of the universe reverberating in your heart and in your soul. You can't ignore it. It's almost like you've been reprogrammed. I'm going to say that. It's like everything that you ever thought you wanted or were supposed to do is suddenly being applied to different circumstances because you have received a reprogramming. Journey to wholeness. It's not just your journey, it's everybody's journey, and you're going to be the one tapped to lead it. I said it. light beings. There's definitely been communications or recognize. I just don't think that you even realized who you were. And because you were born in Taurus, it's like you were intentionally born in the sign of the status quo, the sign of the institution, the sign of the tradition. That's why you were put here to seem like you were unseeming. And then all of a sudden, nothing has gone wrong. Oh, I love this energy. In fact, it's all gone right. You may feel like your world is deconstructing and or this is such a shock to your system, like what the fuck is happening? It's been divine planned. It's been divinely planned. And inside of you, you'll know it completely, Taurus. 100%, this is my world. This is my purpose. You will never be so certain of something that shocked you in your whole life. That message came out loud and clear. Loud and clear. And it's about to go down 15th, 16th, 17th. Understand. I love you guys. And good luck. Oh my God. Something big is happening. It's coming through Taurus. I just know it. All right. We're moving on to Gemini. All right, Gemini. Let's see what we're moving on to. Oh, thank you so much. Let me briefly pause for a second here and say thank you to all of you who have stayed with me for so long. I know it's Monday. I know it's early. I know a lot of you have to be at work. And the fact that there are even 55 of you on here hanging with me this whole time, our numbers jumped all the way up to 100. And that was wonderful. But I know a lot of people just show up to get the Scorpio reading and then leave. I want to say thank you so much to the people who hang out with me the whole time. I mean, you can listen to this at any time, right? I mark it and do the timestamps for your convenience. But ultimately, this is just, thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying with me. Gemini. Oh, God. Gemini. Nothing is yet set in stone, and communication is key, which is your energy. And this is new moon in Libra, and you're getting an energy of new moon in Gemini. So there is this sense of Gemini, maybe you don't want to make a decision right now because it doesn't work for you and you're not ready. Okay. Also a sense of you being acutely aware. Even in situations where you wish there was a decision made, you know that there's something coming. You can intuitively feel like there is a potential switch hit on the horizon. So it's almost like, what do I do? You don't do anything. You don't do anything, but you prepare, open up. You don't do anything but open up your mind really, really wide right now, Gemini, so that you can in some way just be very malleable and very flexible, because that's what you got to do. Let go of anything that you expected. Don't expect anything. That will free up your tongue. Remember, you are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is about, oh, look, you guys, thank you so much. First of all, it's Heidi. Is Heidi Santos. I love you so much, Heidi Santa. Thank you. Heidi Santana, right? Thank you so much. Thank you. And then Madam Matriarch. Thank you. You guys are a blessing. So thank you so much. Heidi, that was huge, and I'm so grateful. Thank you to both of you. Madam Matriarch, you too. You're a blessing. You're both a blessing, and you're both part of why the channel exists. And I want everybody to acknowledge you right now. Because you deserve acknowledgement. So thank you so much. So Gemini, yeah, this is a sense of being prepared for something you can't prepare for. And the only way that you can do that is leave your mind as open as possible and to not expect. Don't expect anything and don't expect everything. Simply broaden your mind and receive. Now, It's interesting, Gemini, you might get first glimpse into what's being uncovered, right? It's like understanding somehow what Mercury is digging up, since Mercury is your ruling planet. That sense of being privy to and understanding what potentially might come up is what I'm saying. Or in some ways, yeah, communication is key. There's some sense of like hidden communications, something coming out that was not expected, and it could be coming out through you. You could be the conduit for this. Interesting. But more so than anything, it's just asking you as a person, don't expect, but improvisation is going to be key this week for you. Seriously. Youth. This is innocence and then love. Ooh, somebody that you have fallen in love with way back in your youth. I've been getting this vibe from you for a long time, but do you see? It's almost like you're being reunited with somebody that maybe you even forgot that you missed, or you didn't know that you missed. It's like getting back together with them, or finally reuniting with them, being able to hold them and be near them, or ask them for their help. Maybe it's communications from them. They're warning you in some way that some shit has come up, preparing you. There's definitely some support here coming from somebody that you, it may be just money. They may be supporting you. You may be paying them back. Ultimately, this is a sense of communicating with somebody from the past, somebody that you were in love with, or in a love affair with, or was your partner in the past. Something to do with money, something to do with communicating to them about money. I don't think you're asking them for money. I think it's for support. I think it's energy support. I think it's like supporting you, and maybe you didn't expect it, you didn't ask for it, right? But ultimately it comes to you. Nothing is yet set in stone. If Gemini, you've been involved with a lover from the past, which is really not like you. Sorry about that, but thank you so much for your patience. Once you sort of move on from somebody, you've moved on. But if this is love, a partnership, and it could be with this fucking, like, if you had a divine partner that you met in your youth that you were not ready for, you are literally connecting and communicating with them now. Because ultimately there is this sense of nothing is set in stone. We don't know where it could go. There is, in other words, open possibility here. But the communication is going to have to start from you, because in some ways you were the one that walked away from this situation. This is very specific to partnership for you guys. And I think that you, maybe Scorpio, there's this sense of it really coming out strong as partnership. I mean, how can I ignore it? How can I ignore it? Like, look at this. This is love. Love of youth. Something that you did in your youth. How you made, no, it's for me, the money is almost representative. Could have to do with children, could have to do with supporting your children, caring about your children, loving your children, sending your children money, giving money to your children, supporting them, a sense of not giving up on them, especially if they're in trouble, right? A sense of going and helping them, right? There's just this sense, Gemini, of you becoming this conduit for support, so that somebody doesn't give up on themselves, so that somebody doesn't get given up on by society, or ultimately that's what you're receiving, but it's coming from this love. Somebody that really, really loves you, and somebody that you really, really love. And I think, especially romantically, this has to do with somebody you would have normally never gone back. But Mercury is in retrograde, and it's in Scorpio, and it's digging up these old feelings that you put away. There was somebody in your past, Gemini, that you let go of, that you didn't actually want to let go of. That's what I'm saying. And that's what's being realized now. And whether or not you end up with them, I don't know. But ultimately, it's that you're dealing with those feelings. You're dealing with the fact that you still have those feelings and you're actually bold enough to communicate them. And it's really important. It's really important that you have that kind of courage and make that kind of effort, because that will speak volumes to your character and speak volumes for your character in terms of the karmic watchers that are happening now. It's almost like making amends in some ways. Okay, so this is somebody who was very, very loyal, but you could have lost. A sense of you there. It could very well have been losing a good friend. This could be inspired by realizing that you have lost somebody that you really cared about and you don't want that to come in your way again. It's an inspiration of or maybe even like losing somebody's loyalty, or being disloyal to somebody all of a sudden. And maybe you knew you were disloyal to somebody all of a sudden, or admitting it. This is just really interesting because this has to do with a man. This is a sense of an end of loyalty, an end of friendship, an end of the actual person. You could be losing somebody very, very important to you. And ultimately, Gemini, it's going to sort of shake you awake in some ways. Or just remembering somebody that you lost and remembering what they meant to you. All of this is coming out, all of this emotion. Expect there to be a great deal of emotion. And you could be actually responding. This could be an old friend from your past, receiving unexpected funds or unexpected help from somebody from an inheritance of some sort as well. It's really interesting. Or you could have gotten an inheritance when you were young. It's really interesting. Let's move on to the next set of cards. You have your soul star chakra. Something's coming up from way, way deep inside of you. I feel like this is coming from the past, somebody that you lost from the past, whether it's an inheritance or a support system, or it's definitely coming up. You're digging it up, and it's very, very prevalent and important right now. Life force energy. It's almost like resurrection, making you realize why you're alive, happy that you're alive, appreciative of the fact that you're alive, especially if you lost them. Somehow remembering them is helping you appreciate what you have now more. And then we have Earth. Grounding yourself, getting back to a sense of wholeness, stability, and balance. The seamless, unspeakable. So literally now your life is a blank canvas. What are you going to paint on it, Gemini? Ooh, it's like spiritual reformation here with you. It's like enlightenment. And it all has to do with a communication or a visit, maybe a dream from somebody that you lost in the past, or communication somehow from them, like you inherited that, you lost them a long time ago, but you got this inheritance, it's arrived, and suddenly it starts to spur all of these things that were locked deep inside of you. Or this love comes back from the past. Oh, it could very well have been the reason why you and your lover broke up was because around this time you both lost somebody that was very important to you, and the amount of emotions was just too much. So you left this love, this person that you loved in the past, you let them go because of levels of stress that you were dealing with that you couldn't handle. But that's why you actually let them go. It wasn't because you didn't love them, so you kind of always loved this person. It's just life got too much for you, and loving that person was part of the too much. So that's why it was like, it wasn't, you never actually left this person behind. You may have left them, but you never actually left them behind. You always carried them with you. So this wasn't actually somebody you completely moved on from. Ooh. This is my favorite card. It's my favorite card. And I'm gonna take a brief second, and I'm going to read my favorite quote, because it's my favorite. I even have I have it dog-eared. It's such my favorite quote. Okay, Gemini. You came here to create reality, not to accept it. Let me read that again, because it gives me chills. You came here to create reality, not to accept it. And where's the North Node right now? These are your personal challenges coming up. And it's going to be difficult. But ultimately, Gemini, it's going to be worth it. And this person has a lot to do with it. These two people, the person that you lost and the person that you left behind. This person that you left behind is, in some ways, they're still here. And now being able to be like having cleansed yourself of all the pain and sorrow, or dealt with the pain and sorrow of losing that person, there's a sense of being able to come back to the person that you left behind. This is interesting. I'm just saying. And then, oh my God, soul love. I mean, I said, I'm going to say this, I'm channeling this message. You got to call them. You got to call this person. You just reach out to them, and who cares which way it goes? Ultimately, they're just somebody that you need to be in connection with right now. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I love you guys. Thank you, Gemini, by the way, for all your support. You have been getting, like, your videos have been like overwhelming amounts of views, and I'm so grateful. Gemini, let's move on to Cancer. Oh, okay. We're at the 2:01:31. Let's do Cancer. You ready? You ready? Oh, I don't know if I'm ready. I mean, okay, let me just stop whining. Let's get to this. Oh, Jesus Christ. We have a lot of cards here. Okay. Cancer, the end of a tough cycle approaches. This is finally breaking through. Those ram horns, Cancerians, finally, like, bam! How many times are we going to bang our frickin' head against the frickin' wall? Bam! It finally works. That's it. It finally works. It's finally worked. You finally broke through the end of a tough cycle. Now, what does that mean? We get what we want. No. Sometimes it just means we fucking realize, I got to stop banging my head against this wall. This is stupid. I'm not getting anywhere. 83. This Cancer has been a reading where I constantly see double numbers. Finally, like literally divine counterpart messages all over the place. So this really does have to be, you know, this sense of kind of like partnership, right? So let's talk about that. All right, let's talk about it. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Wherever you were in terms of your hardship, in terms of maybe relationship breakthroughs, whether you were single, in a relationship that you're not happy with, or in love with somebody, or, you know, wanting somebody that you didn't know how to tell them, this is your breakthrough. This is your breakthrough. And it could also be a breakthrough, yes, absolutely, in business, except, but wait, okay, I'm not going to say it. Shut the fuck up, Michelle. A new romantic cycle begins. So this is a breakthrough with a new romance. Or, I mean, it could be in your happy, loving marriage that you finally, the romance returns. It's time to release negativity. It's time to let go of all those things that have hurt you and made you suffer and made you afraid to move on, or made you fearful of even angry. In other words, anger and tension, it's going to be released. Upset, frustration, heartbreak is gone. It's over with. You've been able to overcome it, and you've also been able to overcome fear, which is why there's new expect powerful change. Oh shit. Oh my God. Expect power. Just like a lot of other energies, Cancerians, you guys are not going to see this fucking coming. You're just not. And that's okay. Just sit the fuck back. Let Jesus take the wheel. He's the only one. Universe, let universe take the wheel. It's the only one with the reflexes good enough. You will not be able to navigate this. You just have to trust in the divine. Expect powerful change. This change is momentous. It's huge. The energy is gaining momentum right now as we speak. As we speak. It's been, in other words, Cancer, this is confirmed. This has been destined and meant to be for years. It's been happening for years. It's been in the works. And that's probably why, because you're so fucking psychic, you could feel it. And I always get this from Cancers. Well, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And the reason why is because on some level, we've always known that it was going to happen. And it's frustrating to get those psychic messages, because psychic messages deal with what? They deal with universe. They deal with extra 3D. They don't deal with the 3D. They deal with, in other words, energies that are not linear, right? So it's like, here we are, we know it's going to happen, we feel it's going to happen, but ultimately, when the fuck is it going to happen? You know, because we know it's going to happen because we're so intuitive, we're so psychic, but ultimately, how do you translate that into the 3D? We don't fucking know. And it's frustrating. And that's why Cancers have been so frustrated. Well, guess what? It's telling you this has been in the works forever, and it's coming now. I think you just need to sit back, because it's almost going to be. Remember, if you grew up in the 80s, you've seen it. The Bose, B-O-S-E, that commercial where the guy with the sunglasses with the dog next to him was just sitting in the chair, and they turned on the speaker, and all of a sudden it was just like like that. It's kind of how it's going to hit us. Yeah. And then we have, oh my God, something to do with what you were creating and your creativity and all the challenges that you were facing in between you and your creative challenges. All those creative challenges, all those creative obstacles, the universe is saying through the cards that this is where the breakthrough is happening. Luck, fortune, abundance. I know. There's huge parts of you that are just like, I don't want to hear it, Michelle. I'm sick of it. I don't even want to get my hopes up. But ultimately, you're also like, you know, that's okay. I'm just saying, it's coming. It's coming. Instead, like, as soon as you said, when? No, okay. I'm just going to go about my normal life as if I'm not aware of any of this. I am aware of it, but ultimately, I just got to stop focusing on it. The way to focus right now, the way to, like, not torment yourself right now, Cancer, is to literally focus on the pedantic. Focus on one step, next step, next step. Just that's all you focus on right now. Let it surprise you. Transformation, and then sacral energy. This is 100% something new is coming into your world. Also, wear fucking condoms if you don't want to make babies, because this is a very fertile time. This is anything that was conceptual being born, coming into reality. This is that sacral energy, that creative energy, that creative root deep inside of you. This is it. This is it. Transforming everything about you, transforming your life. Your creative power has literally finally exploded, and it will transform your life. I'm going to leave that there. It's all to do with creation, creativity, and art. So whatever you were working on. And then we have a shit ton of these cards. Okay, so let's go. Soul journey. It's been a long one, hasn't Cancerians? It has been. There's been just a lot of obstacles and having to prove yourself. It's been a long time coming. Most of you are probably over 30 listening right now. And there's that sense of, because it's been a long time coming. And it's an acknowledgement. Remember, we got that card. The momentum was growing. It's been growing it's almost been growing as you've been growing. And maybe now, because what I've been telling you, it's not just, it's as without, so within, as within, so without. This is the first time in your life you've actually been ready for what you always wanted, because you weren't ready before. And the reason why it didn't come was because you actually, even though you wanted it, wanting it and being deserving and being ready is not the same thing. So it's almost like now the inside, that divine feminine, is matching the outside, the divine masculine. And that's when, bam, the magic happens. So watch out. Around the 16th, I'm telling you, let your light shine. Finally having the strength and the confidence to be who you are out loud, to let yourself be true to yourself and true to your nature, not being frightened, not being scared. Remember that Scorpio energy, release negativity, release the fear. This is who I am. Breaking out. So this would be a good time for you to send out that resume, take that chance on this day, on the 16th, do it. Soul family. This is you. I love you, little baby. Go to outside and go to pee-pee. Yes, I know. You've been waiting so patiently. My little baby's so patient. She's so cute. Soul family. This is your soul tribe. This is who easier. She's always, this is your destiny. This is who you belong with. Meeting who you belong with. And the divine masculine has come out. Where did the divine feminine come out? Was that, who got the divine feminine? Who was it? Do you guys remember? Was it Pisces? Soulmating. Yeah, Pisces got the divine feminine. You're getting the divine masculine. Ooh. This is a real water sign balancing out, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Let go. Let go of overworking. Let go of over pushing. Let go of that divine masculine energy of deciding and just aggressively pursuing. Let go of it. Let go. Release. You've already done it. You understand? Now you got to make room for something new. You are the universe. Oh my God. You are the universe. What did I say just a few minutes ago, Cancer, about this is the first time in your life you're actually ready for what you always thought you wanted? You are Cancers manifest in their daydreams. Now you're finally ready. Now you finally realize it. You create this universe. What is it that you want? Are you really ready for it? This is an inward revolution. This is not an outward revolution. It's inward. It's you finally recognizing, being whole, and being that person that will receive that abundance from the outside. Why? Because now the vibration inside matches it. Oh, wow. Okay. Changes in who you are. It's like that song from Beauty and the Beast. No change of heart, a change in me. A change in me. Maybe changing what you love, right? Changing how you love. Changing how you, your relationship to love and partnership and even opportunity itself. Shaking. Those vibrations are finally going to match. Cancer, you know that I'm right there with you because I'm in your energy. So let's all step by step, day by day. That's how I'm dealing, just step by step. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Let's move on to Leo. Leo, we're going to go 2/14/08. Okay. Let's see, Leo. Let's see. Hi, Buzzy. I love you. Yeah, she's a Leo. Yeah, she's a Leo. Hold on. Hold on. Say hi to your fellow Leos. Come here. Come here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you got it? You got it? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pick you up. So my baby is a Leo. She wants to say hi to all her fellow Leos. Say hi, kisses. Say hi to all your fellow Leos. I love you. I love her. We gotta go to her vet later on. Do not pee inside this house. You go outside. I love you. I love you. I have the door open for her just in case because I have to take her for her walk after this. All right. So to all my lovely Leos, including my beautiful baby, let's go. Conclusions are within reach. A time to give rather than take. Okay. 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 You know, there's been a lot like a kind of a juxtaposition, and a lot of the this fire energy that is normally flash forward, confident, has been a sense of kick back. And it's really good because when I did the horoscope readings, I noticed that a lot of like more fiery energy, including Scorpio, because I know Scorpio is not a water sign, but it was originally, like I said, driven by Mars. So there's a sense of usually people who were very like just went after what they want. There's a sense of receptivity. There's a sense of allowing. There's a sense of gentleness about them that's actually going to be good for them, even though it feels shitty because it doesn't feel like themselves. But that's the point. Leo, you're not yourself right now. You're not yourself because you have something to learn by being something else. So essentially, Leo, what are you going to give? What are you going to give? Faith? You're going to give support? You're going to give opportunity? What are you going to give? Maybe you're just going to give patience. Maybe you're just going to give allowance. Maybe you're just going to give over and let somebody else take control or take the lead. Ultimately, there is a sense of whatever you were wondering about. The conclusion isn't going to come from outside. It's going to come from inside. Especially if you've been dealing with health issues, because Virgo energy could be health, a time to give rather than take. You could be donating your time, volunteering, helping to heal people. In other words, making things not about you, making it about everybody else, which is not common for you, but ultimately it's impacting you. It'll impact you most positively. Now, I think you're finally realizing, because like I said, the sun's position to Mercury is really interesting. So it's like you're finally realizing deep down inside what's deep down inside. And I don't think you were aware of it before. I don't think you were aware that you kept making the same mistake over and over again. But it's finally going to become very evident to you. Something in the way that you worked or the way that you cultivated things. Constantly kind of like making the same mistake, not realizing it. And now it's like that aha moment of, holy crap, this is why I keep getting the same result. It's not because I'm cursed. It's not because I'm damned. It's because I keep repeating the same patterns that are fucking wrong. But it's going to be a private moment. It's not going to be like this, embarrass you in front of the world. It's going to be it's like you hear something, somebody says something, you see something, and this rationale could, this aha moment could not have come at any other time, because at any other time you would have had too much energy to like steamroll it and not see it. But because you don't, there's just this sense of like, how could I have missed that? How could I have missed that? How could you have missed it? Well, you're you. We all miss shit. But this is definitely a juxtaposition. It's a switch. It's something that you're not going to expect. But it's a realization. It's a realization. And so you get to have that moment, that private moment of realizing not just where you went wrong, but yeah, where you went wrong, but realizing it and being able to like not respond with pride or even self-defensiveness, just a almost gratitude that it's become clear to you, right? Suddenly now it's all clear. Like this issue that you've been having and you couldn't get to the bottom of, suddenly it's like, oh, thank God. So we have strangers, which is unexpected people, people that you're just meeting, different kinds of people, right? Or how you choose the people that you're around. And then we have books, learning, educating yourself, maybe learning through strangers. So it's like opening yourself up to people that you normally would not have allowed yourself to be around. And the learning starts to happen. Something dawns on you, or something from a total stranger, could be on a bus, random. That's where it's going to come, from this unexpected place that normally you wouldn't be around them or you wouldn't be open to them. But ultimately there's that like aha moment that comes through learning that you do through a stranger, an unexpected person, somebody that's not common. And this is roots. So grounding yourself where you come from, your family, or taking root with new people. Recognizing, because I remember your reading and I can't get it out of my head, this sense of making the same mistake with people over and over again, because the people that you choose to have in your life keep being about your ego or about your idol worship and not about your soul. So there's a sense of all of a sudden having a moment that just like aha, and it dawns on you, right? Something new is taking root. Anchor. So this is dropping anchor, staying put, making a decision, staying, fixating, finding a place where you want to stay. And maybe in some ways it's just emotional, like staying put, dropping anchor, making a decision to stick around for a while in this unexpected place, not going places, not reaching out, not, being the life of the party. But in some ways, it's like through stillness, these realizations have come to you. This would also make a really awesome tattoo. Okay, just thought I'd say that. The infinite. It's interesting how we open ourselves up to everything by doing nothing, through stillness. This is real high vibrational kind of recognition and realization. Shine your light. Look at this. This is mermaid energy. This is shining your light from deep down inside your soul. It's almost, Leo, I'm going to say this, it's showing people a beauty in you that they didn't realize you had. And maybe in some ways you didn't realize you had it. A different aspect of yourself that is really like, you're not even going to be trying to get people's attention. And maybe you don't even want people's attention right now, but it's a different side of you that's going to get more attention than you ever expected. Alignment. Once again, you and Aries both getting cards of alignment. Everything that's happening to you guys right now to realign you, to cut off that extra fuel so that you slow the fuck down long enough to explore all these other aspects of your character and your nature that you were ignoring or weren't even aware of because you were moving too fast. It's like, didn't you see the gas station? No, I was driving 110 miles an hour. What are you talking about? All I see is a blur. Well, now you don't have the fuel, so you have to drive 45 miles an hour. And there's so much shit. And maybe you don't feel like yourself, but ultimately you're noticing so much. You're like, wait, was this always here? It was always there. It was always right there in front of you. And now you're finally realizing it. You're realigning yourself and you're recalibrating yourself. In other words, what you notice during this period in your life is going to change you forever and for the better. It's going to connect you deeper to spirituality, connect you deeper to everybody. It's going to make you more empathetic and more compassionate. And that's how it's going to change you forever. It's just going to make you a more compassionate, empathetic person. Variance. Those weird vibrations, like I said, those things that were floating around us that we were moving too fast to notice, suddenly that becomes all that you notice. This difference, the differences around you. And then this variance is going to transform you. Like I said, it's like that glitch in the matrix that it's like, wait, what? And once you see it, you're never going to be able to unsee it. It's going to shift your focus completely. Oh, look at this. Look who shows up. Right in your reading, the lion. But this is about divine animals. This realization could come through some interaction with a spirit guide, a messenger animal from spirit, communing through animals to teach you something or help you realize something. But ultimately, I think this card is here because it's you. It's you recognizing your real courage, remembering your true self, remembering who you are. By slowing the fuck down and having a quiet moment for a second. I know it seems boring, but ultimately, Leo, what's wonderful about this is not only is it changing you for the better, but it's almost allowing you to do it in a quiet space so that you don't have to worry about any, and it's like, that's what you need. Because if there was a crowd around, you'd probably be catering to the crowd. But this is like the crowd isn't around. This is that silent moment when you can actually let it impact you. Beautiful. I would love to know what you guys discover because that's really spirit. And there's a peace that I feel surrounding your reading that is very unlike you, but beautiful. Last but not least, I said, listen. Leo, I love you. Last but not least, we got to go to Virgo. Let me get that timestamp. Okay, here we go. Virgo, you ready? For all the Virgos online, thank you for waiting. For all the Virgos that are just arriving, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to watch the beginning, the introduction, if you want an overcap of all the energies that are swarming around. And Virgo, be sure to watch the whole week overview that I did on my Vimeo homepage. You can also get it on my blog on BornwithoutBoundriesTarot.com, FYI. Virgo, emotions are running high. Well, Venus is with you. Venus slipped into Virgo. And I don't really think it's the most comfortable position for either one of you, to be totally honest with you. But Venus really, when she's in Virgo, she's very, very needy. She needs everything to be very particular, very exacting. And really, it's just a demonstration of how frustrated she feels. So if you've been feeling very frustrated in terms of the way that you're receiving love is not true to yourself. The way, almost like realizing the love that you've been receiving or the way that you've been allowing it is not what you want. And so the frustration is building a great deal. And that recognition is almost like right in your face. Be bold and it's almost like waking up and discovering the person that you've been with for 30 years, you can't stand them. But why have you been with them for 30 years? Because of you, because of what you've allowed. So be bold and make the first move. This is the cardinal move. Things are going to come out of your mouth that you're not going to be able to control. I feel like you're one of the signs that's going to be most influenced by that Mercury opposing Uranus, where it's just like anything on your mind, it's just going to come out. So your partner can expect there's going to be a lot of, not necessarily nagging, but criticism. It's going to be difficult, you know? And ultimately, it's because it's eking out of you. It's slipping out of you. Your lack of contentment is slipping out of you. And unless you've addressed this before or you're addressing it in therapy, it could be game changing for you and your partnership. Because there's like almost like an irritation lying beneath your surface, and now it's going to be coming out and shooting out. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Well, that's good news. So especially your children and the people especially your children are safe. I think this is more directed with a romantic partner. So you and your loved ones, as long as there's somebody, Yeah, these critiques and this criticism, it's not going to be from your family. It might be coming from outside of you. But it's not, it's more your partnership, not your children, is what I'm saying. Let me keep those there. You could also be making bold moves to protect your family as well. Yeah. House. This has to do with your home. It's feeling lonely in your own home. Wanting to get away. Wanting to get out. Wanting to experience. It's almost like you feel, it's interesting. It's such a juxtaposition in so many different characters, a change of character in so many different people. You love hermiting. You love to be home. 100. What are you saying, Scorpio, please? Scorpio is in the beginning, sweetheart. I do Scorpio first every single time. So I will timestamp it for you, and you'll be able to go see. Oh, you'll be able to see it with the timestamp. Yeah, I love how people get on here, and it's just like they think they can, like, this open for requests. What? Anyway, here we are. It's like you want to finally get out, Virgo. It's like you want to get out. You want to get out. This is very different than hermit energy. You're feeling claustrophobic. You're feeling stuck. Travel, get out, go. Let yourself just get out of the house for a while. It could really refresh you and help you a great deal. This is dogs. Loyalty, connection that you can rely on and trust. This could also be getting bitten, and then this is your children. It's almost like you're staying in your romantic situation for your children. That's what this is. You're staying where you are because you have children to take care of. But you've never been more acutely aware of it than right now. It's like with the veil down, you can't even convince yourself that maybe, just maybe, your partner is the right person for you, because ultimately you do not feel that they are. You have become an authority on a specific subject matter, and you could be losing yourself into books and into study and learning to trying to figure things out and understand things. It's almost like you want to be you're learning, you're studying, maybe you're going back to school, like to become an authority on a specific subject matter. or at least you want to be seen and acknowledged as somebody who knows a lot, who is an authority figure. Third eye chakra, open wide to all those, to open wide to understanding, crown chakra, the unlimited self. Your third eye and your crown chakra are open. That means you're visualizing, you're seeing things you didn't see before, and you're receiving messages and information from the universe. You're downloading. So this is a lot of enlightenment going on for you right now. Being driven to learn and become enlightened in order to maybe save yourself, help yourself, or protect your children. You could be studying a great deal in defense of your children because it's like they're the inspiration. For some reason, you need to take in facts or take in knowledge to protect them. You could also, in some cases, be gearing up to study up on divorce. I'm just saying, reclaim your energy, reclaim your own sense of self, right? And you want to be the one. It's almost like you didn't want your partner to leave you, or you didn't want to leave this, you didn't want to get fired from this job. You wanted to be the one that was in control of when it happened. Whatever this new big decision is, you're studying up on it, you want to be in control of when it happens. And then you have soul song, which is very important for you, and channeling. So there's some sort of finally sharing what it is that you feel inside, channeling energy, maybe especially through music, and it harmonizing or reverberating, helping you basically share your music, your song, whatever it is that you're channeling. So in other words, whatever it is that you're learning and taking in, it's going to synthesize inside of you and come out as a message, something that you're sharing. You want to share information, but ultimately this will come out of you. And you're learning and taking all this information in now so that you can be the one that controls the circumstance and not be in the background. Like you're going to be the lead singer here, type of thing. I am wondering what you're up to, but almost like I'm not, because I kind of understand and know. So, Virgo, I love you guys. The only thing I'm going to warn you about, like red flag, is that want of control. Because anybody trying to assume control aggressively right now over anything but themselves might experience some real pain and suffering, FYI. So there is a sense of maybe just prepare yourself, have that wisdom to make you feel stronger, and then in a way, not use it as bullets, but just use it as a way to help you understand your truth so that you can share your truth and live in your truth. And if you're living in your truth, then it's all good. And we are concluding. Thank you so much once again for spending 2.5 hours with me. That's fucking huge. I love you guys so much. Messages from the moon has become an extremely important part of everything that I do. You know that I'm double moon, double Cancer. So I'm Sun and Moon Cancerian and Jupiter Cancerian. My midhaven is also in Cancer. So the moon is a very large part of everything that I am. And that's why I'm so drawn to it and engage it. And I hope that these videos will allow you to understand how to channel the energies coming off the moon during these big moon phases, the new moon, which is coming up, and the full moon. And this is a very lunar month, right? Because we have 3 huge moon phases. We had 2 full moons and a new moon in between. So this is that sense of that, almost like that wonky period between the opening and the closing. It's like we got to keep going through. So hold on tight, because this is an interesting time. I love you guys. Thank you so much, especially to everybody who donated and contributed. Once again, thank you so much. A huge clap for your contributions to the channel, You can always contribute to Born Without Boundaries. You could just go BornwithoutBoundries@gmail on PayPal, and you can donate directly to the channel. Or I always say the best way to donate to my channel is to buy the extended videos. It's like $10. I like rent the extended videos. It's the best way to donate to Born Without Boundaries. Or if you want, arrange for a personal reading. I have a variety of them, and they're all on my website. So those are different ways you can contribute to the channel, but ultimately that is contributing to the channel's health and existence and wellness, so that I can continue to do this full time. So thank you all so very, very much. I love you all, and I will definitely see you this week in the videos. Bye, guys. Oh, a special shout out to Amber. Thank you so much. Always, girl. You are always on here administering. Thank you so much for your help constantly. I'm really grateful for you. I'll talk to you guys. Well, I'll see you this week in the videos. And remember, the daily tomorrow, Instagram for the rest of the week. I'll see you on Instagram, born_without_boundaries on Instagram. I do a daily every single day. See you guys.